Hey yo, people. DB double NK. Some do say debunk. It is what it is. We keep it moving. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Ain't that some shit? That's what we on right here. Listen, I was out scrolling my feed, came across this Abba and Preach video. This is one of the most recent videos, right? This just came out a few hours ago. All right. If that's if you're watching this on the 30th of April or 29th of April, I don't know, depending on which side of the world you're on. But I think we all on the 30th of April by now, right? So yeah, anyways, this just came out a few hours ago, probably like what, maybe 8 to 10 hours ago. I don't know. So I came across it and I was watching it. They talking about relationships, the psychology of it, and like something caught my attention whilst I was watching this video, and I was more shocked by Abba's take than I was shocked by anything else that I seen in this video. All right. I was more shocked by Abba's take. I'll say that again. I was more shocked by Abba's take than I was by anything that I came across in this video. All right. Now, why do I say that? Let me ask y'all a question. When y'all are in a relationship, right? Hypothetically, y'all are in a relationship. Would you rather someone or your partner, let me not just say someone, would you rather your partner cheated on you or put hands on you? When I say put hands on you, I mean physically assaulted you, beat up on you. Would you rather your partner had a little spat back and forth with you, walked out the door, went off, and let off his testosterone, let off a load, let his lust go on some random thought? Sorry, I say thought, right? Would you rather that, or would you rather he stayed, y'all argued, and he put hands on you? Because I was watching this video and Abba said some interesting things that I gotta be honest, I do not agree with in any way, form, or fashion. All right. But anyways, without further ado, please like, comment, leave a subscribe. Let's grow the community. You know what I mean? And as I was saying, without further ado, here we go.
What's your age?
42.
Are you single?
Yes, I am.
She looked good for 42. I'm not gonna lie.
Why do you think you're single at 42?
Because the man I was with for 9 years cheated on me a week before our wedding.
A week before the wedding.
Yeah.
Would you say that that's 7 days? Maybe 192 hours? 1,046 minutes?
What did that feel like?
Painful.
This guy may be the stupidest interview I've ever seen. Actually, let me rephrase.
Simplest.
Let me rephrase. I don't even know if that's a crazy question, because what did I feel like? It felt like my heart was ripped out and stomped out. I think people give poetic answers.
It's fine. That's not the problem.
How'd you find out?
I saw messages on his phone.
So why were you so quick to throw 9 years away?
Okay, no, that's a stupid fucking question.
That's actually not a stupid question if you ask me. If you ask me, be honest, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, that's not a stupid question. That's not a ludicrous question. That's not an out of line question either. That's actually quite a valid question if you ask me, because if you are with someone for 9 years, there is a certain type of attachment that people would not understand if you are not in a relationship of that depth, of that magnitude. Right? If I'm in a relationship for that long, and believe me, I have never been in a relationship for that long in my life, right? My longest relationship was probably like 2 years, 2.5 years tops. I'm probably pushing it still. Right? It was probably less than that. You know what I mean? And whilst I was in that relationship, I was in so deep that when that relationship came to an end, I felt like my heart had been ripped out of my chest. It took me I was in that relationship for damn near 2 years, but it took me damn near a year and a half to get over it. Right? So when this guy asks, why were you so quick to throw that relationship away? I don't think that's such a random question, because if I'm in a relationship for 9 years and somebody cheats on me, she said he cheated on her a week before their wedding. That's what she said. Now, I don't know the context. I don't know if he had been cheating with multiple girls. I don't know if that was just the first and only time. But I'm going to take it at face value as what is coming across as that was the one time she knew of, right? And quite frankly, if you're going to find out a week before your wedding that your boyfriend cheated on you, he's probably been cheating on you way longer than that. I'm just going to be real, right? It wouldn't take him a week before your wedding after 9 years to just randomly just feel lustful and cheat on you. He probably did this multiple occasions, right? Maybe it was the first time. Who knows? But based on the psychology I know, yeah, it's probably not likely that it was just the first time. So when he says, why would you be willing to throw away a 9-year relationship after he just cheated on you? I'm not so mad at that question, because when I think about it, look, I think there's certain things in relationships that you can work through, right? If you cheated on me after 9 years, a week before our marriage, I'd want to just sit down and have a discussion and be like, you know what? What made you do that? Like, is it something I did? Is it something I didn't do? I need to understand, because I don't know if I can just walk away from this. Honestly, don't know if I can just walk away from this. It'll take me a lot more to walk away from this than it will to try and fix what we have, or what I thought we had. Right? This is just my line of thought. So when I hear these guys saying that's a stupid question, I'm thinking to myself, that's not that stupid a question, because it's really not that easy to leave a relationship where you actually have strong feelings, a strong connection towards your partner. But that's just me.
That's so stupid. So let me get this straight, fellas. May I ask y'all a question? Y'all about to get married to your love? Y'all been together for 9 years, can't wait. Ask the question. I want you to picture that person that you love.
Picture this.
A week before your marriage, 7 days, 192 hours. I don't know if that's the real math.
I think it's 128.
Don't really matter. You go through her phone, you see these messages, and then you say, I want a divorce. And your wife looks at you and says, how can you throw away something so quickly? Wouldn't you look at her like, bitch, you didn't throw that shit away when you sucking some other nigga's dick?
She was throwing it away when she was throwing it out.
So she's throwing it back.
Throw it back.
Yay!
Throw it back.
That's it. How you gonna look at me talking about, this is like
Yo,
people look at you like, how could you quit on us? It's like, did you not quit on me when you defiled her? She's
like a motherfucker punching you in the lip and then you punch back. It's like, how could you be so violent?
The audacity. And I'm telling you guys can get so much information about an individual with just how they ask questions. Like, why would you frame it that way? But you know why he's framing it this way?
Because
there's the red pill stuff. The red pill stuff is a woman should stay even if the man cheats all the time. And to cheat, like, think about the audacity.
Again, for me, it's not even about a woman should stay. I'm a guy, and I'm telling y'all, if my girl cheated on me after 9 years, I'd be heartbroken. I'd be devastated. But I still want to know why. I wouldn't just be like, you know what? I'm up and leaving. I would want to know Is there something I can do to fix this? Is it me that led you to do that? Something I did, is it something I didn't do again? You know what I mean? I would want to retrace the steps that got us here to the situation. Because if I love you, if I truly love you, and I know you truly love me, maybe it was just lust. Maybe it was in a moment of weakness that you had. Maybe we had an argument. Maybe I didn't treat you right at a certain time, and you thought, you know what, this guy takes me for granted. Maybe I could have done better in that situation to take care of you, to make you feel better about the situation that we are in together. So maybe I didn't do that, and that drove you to despise me for that little amount of time in order to go seek something, some other sort of validation elsewhere. I'd want to know that. Thinking, is 9 years. It's 9 years of commitment, 9 years of sacrifice. Yes, somebody faltered. But at the end of the day, we all human. We all make mistakes. At one point or another, we all betray something. At one point or another, we all betray something, whether it's our own ideology or someone else's. At one point or another, we all betray something. Now, test the character is, how do you come back from that? Right? So it's not such an outlandish question as far as I'm concerned. It's really not. They make it seem like it is, but to me, would I be willing to throw away 9 years of a relationship because somebody cheated on me once or twice? I'd be thinking to myself, okay, I'm looking for context now. Was that when you cheated on me? Was it just the one time with the one guy? Was it a handful of times with like the same guy? Was it multiple? Because if it's multiple people, we can't fix this. You for the streets. If it's multiple people, you clearly for the streets. We can't fix it. If it's one guy and it was one time, and I'm thinking to myself, what took you there? Right? What took you there? What made you realize that, you know what? This guy's got something I'm looking for right now that my guy is not giving me right now. I'm trying to understand that. I'm trying to understand where your mindset is at for you to go seek that elsewhere. How did I fail to provide for you that you had to go and look for that over there? What did I do? How did I fall short? Maybe I didn't fall short. Maybe we just not as aligned as I thought we were. I'm looking for some rationale. And if I can't find that rationale, then I'll be like, you know what? Maybe it is time for us to go our separate ways. But if I'm given an explanation that makes me think, okay, you know what? She made a mistake. It was a moment of irrational thinking. A moment of lust. Because let's be serious. Let's be honest. Not every female's action is emotional. Not at every time. Mistakes happen. And maybe it did happen because of emotion. That drove her to lustful feelings of revenge towards me. Maybe she did that because she wanted to spite me. Because I know, like, from past experience, having dealt with a various number of girls, you realize that there's different personalities out there. There's different characteristics, you know? Someone will want to get back at you in a way that, you know what, will hurt you so much that you'll think to yourself, you know what? I probably deserve that. And I'm not even saying that rationalizes cheating, right? But I'm saying it's not always that you are willing to walk away from a relationship just because someone cheated. That's not life. That's not life. That's not how life works. Life is not configured like that. Right? Because we all make mistakes. So now what you want to do is find accountability within those mistakes and see if their mistakes can be rectified, see if you can find a solution, and see if you can move forward. Because not every time is parting ways the solution. That's just me. I'm just saying. That's just how I view it. So that question in itself was not diabolically crazy to me.
1 week before the wedding, my family coming into town, we all working hard to make this shit go right, and you out here sleeping with the next person? Talk about throwing your relationship away. But I digress.
Because he was having sex with other women. It's unforgivable. I don't share my bed with other people, and I'm not gonna allow him to.
But what if it was not in your bed, but in her bed? You're not sharing your bed.
Hey man, God bless these people.
But do you think he loved those women the way he loves you?
No, I think it's just temporary pleasures, something new. That's it.
So man,
Hence, if it's temporary pleasures, and she knows it's temporary pleasures, something new, something different. And he's just there for a good time, not a long time. And he actually loves her. Because if she knows that he loves her, and he was just out there looking for some temporary fulfillment, then I'd like to think that's something you can work past. I'd like to think. Especially if it was just the one time. Because it could have been the one time. I'm not saying it was, I'm saying it could have been. I don't know these people. I don't know her situation. I don't know his situation. I'm just saying it could have been the one time. It probably wasn't. Right? If you're together 9 years and he cheats on you a week before your wedding, it probably wasn't the first time and only time. But I still need to contextualize everything and see whether or not I'm willing to fix it.
man could cheat on a woman that he loves.
No, that's not love. Of course not. If the thought of losing me didn't stop you, that's not love.
I know for sure I can love you and still cheat on you. I know that for sure. I know that for sure. Because there's love and there's lust. Right? There's love and there's lust. My girl can be the greatest person in the world, greatest personality in the world, you know, and then most beautiful girl in the world to me, right? Because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? But there might come a time where we get into a disagreement, we go back and forth, probably over some dumb stuff. And then I'm like, you know what, whatever. I walk out and I'm like, you know what, fuck that bitch. I can't stand her right now. Right? I just need some time away. And when I say fuck that bitch, that don't mean I don't love her neither. I just need some space right now. Right? And during that time, I bump into this Lilith. And she seduces my ass knowing I'm on the rocks. And me going through my feelings, my testosterone's high, and I'm thinking, yo, I need to take a load off. She starts rubbing on my shoulders. I'm like, hey. Next thing, one thing turns to another. I'm just saying, if we're gonna be talking hypothetically, This is a hypothetical situation. It happens. These things happen, right? The fact that I cheated on you doesn't mean I don't love you, right? Now, if I'm continuously, serially cheating on you, then there's a problem. But if it's like a handful of occasions, when I say a handful, more than 5 is not a handful. That's more than a handful. I'm talking 5 and below, right? If it's a handful of occasions with a single motherfucker, I want to know why you went to that nigga, right? I want to know what made you do that. Was it me? Is it something I didn't do, right? I'm trying to figure it out because maybe I'm thinking we can fix it. Maybe I'm thinking we can get by this situation. Maybe. It happened out of lust. So let me just understand what made you go to that place. Did I drive you to that place? What happened? Right? There's certain situations you can come back from. And somebody cheating on me, personally, would not be the end of the world. But it's always dependent on the situation. I need context. What exactly brought us to that place? Right? What exactly brought us to that place? Because not all situations were made equal. Right?
What's love in your eyes?
Loyalty?
They're not different. They're the same.
What do you mean?
Love and loyalty, they're the same thing.
Of course. Love is loyalty.
What kind of man are you going for now?
I'm not looking for a man. I'm just focusing on myself.
What?
That's a good answer.
Good for her. I imagine that would be
Rebuild
painful.
myself after that shit. So let me just focus on me. I ain't mad at her.
10 years you put into something, and then you find that person been betraying you. I was like, yeah, it probably takes some time to pick up the pieces.
Do your thing, girl.
Yeah, take your time. I don't know. I know this just comes from this whole idea that, you know, men can sleep around all the time and women just kind of tolerate it or whatever. But just hearing it in real time and hearing someone like the social retardation of someone to look at somebody who's been devastated by, you know, an affair after 9 years of marriage and be like, why did you quit? You know, I wouldn't feel bad for her if she knew what it was going in. But this shit, like, you do this behind, that's how you know the dudes are cowards, right? Because they won't even say it up front to them. They're going to tell a lie because they want the girl to be able to stay with them, and then they're going to do it, and then they're going to say, why are you quitting? It's like, bro, you quit at the beginning.
It's not him that said that. It was the interviewer. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
It's just one of the ones like you quit at the beginning. And so I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this, but like I said, good for this lady. I think she handled it well. What are your thoughts?
I liked her last answer.
Yeah, what was that?
I'm just focused on myself.
Yeah.
No animosity. No animosity. It's just I'm just trying to be me.
Do you think that her answer was wrong? Do you think that his question was correct? Do you think it was a reasonable thing to say? Do you guys think that someone who leaves a partner who just, you know, cheated on them 7 days before their marriage is quitting? What would you do?
I don't know, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, you were really open-minded.
Here we are. I'm not so crazy after all. Now Abba asked his partner, what would you do? And all this time, Preach was kind of insinuating that he was aligned with Abba's thoughts, right? All of a sudden, Abba asked Preach, what would you do? And Abba says, you know what? I don't know. And I know y'all been looking at me crazy all this time when I'm saying, yo, there's certain things I would want to talk about. I'd want to find out, like, can we, was it me? What drove you to that place? Was it me? Was it something I didn't do? Was it something I did? Could it be something we can fix? Could it be something we can get through? We can work through? Because I love you enough to try and work through that. Right? Because like they say, fool me once, shame on you. Right? You fool me twice, shame on me. So I'm willing to forgive you. Right? I'm willing to forgive you. I'm willing to make you the fool this one time. Right? But if I forgive you this one time, and we go again, we try again, and you go again, you go and do what you did, what I just forgave you for, you go and do that again? Or you becoming a serial? You becoming a serial cheater now? See, now at that point, then we talked about it, we fixed it, you went and re-upped. This can't be fixed no more because clearly you've shown yourself, you've shown your hand. This is who you are, right? But one time I find out, we work through it, we come to some kind of, understanding. See, now preacher's saying he don't know. And Abba's shocked. So there is no cut and dry answer. There is no cut and dry answer. Not all people were made the same, right? People make mistakes. I'm not perfect. Right? I'm not perfect. Just as much as I'm not perfect, I know you're not neither. So everybody gonna make mistakes. So now if we just up and leave every time a mistake is made, nothing's ever gonna be finished. We just gonna be running forever for the rest of our lives. So let's just try and put some effort into fixing what we have, if we feel it's worth fixing. That's all I'm saying. Preach.
You just not worried your brain going to fall out?
It's just for that long time. I just want to have the conversation, see where we at. It's a good reset. If that would have happened, I think we would have a conversation.
And?
I don't know. I'll see if we have.
Really? So you could see yourself, like, there's a world where you can see yourself staying with a person.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Right. But I'm asking you to project yourself.
Can't really.
You can't even give it odds?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's not cut and dry.
Because it's interesting. When you and I talk, you'll say stuff like, the insult shit, nigga, I can't. Like, if you start insulting me, I can't handle it. Like, you're very strong. But it seems like infidelity, for some reason, I don't feel like I get the same emotional reaction out of you.
Just because it's been so long. Even the insult after so long. It depends on what it is. And because I know, like, I have a conversation definitely after that time, like that the amount of times. It's like, if after that amount of time, like, you've never done that, you never called me that. What me? What the fuck was that? So yeah, there would definitely be having a conversation to have. Just because of the number of times I've been with my girl. Like, yo, what happened? You know, so I have the conversation. But I am less lenient for someone I just met.
Sure. Obviously, we're talking 9 years in.
So 9 years in, like, if there was no
9 years in.
insult and stuff like that. I think that every aspect that we spoke about and we
9 years in. We talking about 9 years in, people. And Abba's saying he's just gonna drop everything and leave. He's not gonna try and understand why, how, if it can be fixed. He's just gonna drop everything and leave after 9 years? Brother, I've been in love and that shit hurts. Love literally feels like everything. And when you lose it, it literally feels like your soul has been torn out from you. So to just leisurely say you would just walk away, just drop everything and walk away, I feel like that's being a little disingenuous. I feel like you've not really ever been in a meaningful enough relationship for you to think we should try and work through this. I'm just saying, that's just...
Spoke about aspects, insults and stuff like that. I think that it was like early and everything. And early, I can't do that.
Okay.
I don't do the insult. I don't do the screaming.
Okay, but 9 years in, maybe.
No, I'd be like, yo, what was that? Wait, what was that? There's always some. After a while, you can conversate. You feel like you can have this thing where you're like, yo, is this a bad moment you're having? Are we missing something? Are we going through some shit? What's going on? But early in, that shit is just like
Here's the door.
it's not worth it. I haven't put in enough to have a conversation about that. It's like,
Gotcha.
yo, bye.
Fair. I mean,
Like if I have no if you realize that like some fuck shit happened with your partner, you're gonna be like, yo, well, wait a minute, what was that?
I guess I understand.
And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is where things get weird. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is where things get weird. Roll.
Because that ending conversation thing makes perfect sense. In my head, I don't think there's any justification my partner can give me for why they cheated
Sure.
a week, or like 9 years into our marriage. You know what I mean? To me, there's just nothing. There's nothing I could see where I'd be like, okay, cool. So I agree. I'd probably have the conversation, figure out what happened. But I already know in my heart of hearts, like I could not ever look at you the same, or anything close to what I have before. So yeah.
No, I see what you're saying. Like maybe it's just to have closure, to understand shit. There's always that part that wants to know, like, yo, where did I fuck up? Was it me?
Was it me?
You know what I mean? When someone cheats, it's not. Oftentimes, it ain't got nothing to do with you.
Like for example, I've taught you like putting your hands on your partner for me is a red line, right? But if I was like 10 years in a relationship and it happened one time, would I quit? No. I figure out what happened, like you, and be like, yo, I was stressed out. There's things you could tell me that I'm like, okay, I can understand. We can never have that happen again, but we can figure this out together.
Well, if we thought.
Hey, my brother. You see, I was watching this video, y'all. The first I watched this video, as soon as I got to this point, I pressed pause. I pressed pause because I thought to myself, what? And I rewinded just so I could listen to him. And I was like, wait, what did he just say? Right? I had to rewind just to be like, what did this brother just say? And I was like,
There's always that part that wants to know, like, yo, where did I fuck up? Was it me?
It wasn't me.
You know what I mean? But when someone cheats, it's not. Oftentimes, they ain't got nothing to do with you.
Like for example, I've told you like putting your hands on your partner for me is a red line, right? But if I was like 10 years into a relationship and it happened one time, would I quit? No. I figure out what happened, like you, and be like, yo, I was stressed out. Like, there's things you could tell me that I'm like, okay, I can understand. We can never have that.
I don't know what kind of stress you could be under to put hands on somebody. I don't know what kind of stress you could be under to put hands on somebody that you claim to love. People, if you have been in a relationship before, this man says, if you cheated on me, I never look at you the same. But it's okay to put hands on somebody. And you're gonna look at them the same. Brother, y'all, people, I've been in love before. And she talking about a 9-year relationship. I barely made it to 2 years. And I remember having an argument with my girl, right? We was going back and forth. And she had fucked up. She had clearly fucked up. Right? And she knew she'd fucked up. You're gonna argue because you try and justify yourself, so you're gonna argue to some extent, but you know you're wrong. And I'm the sort of person like I don't exactly argue, but I make you realize just how dumb your argument is because you are wrong. Right? I'm that type of person. When we have an argument, I like, but that occasion, I took it too far. I doubled down way too far. I tripled down, right? She knew she was wrong. She realized she was wrong. And then I continued to berate her. I continued to double down. Like when I started, like you know when you yell at someone They realize they're wrong, they accept they're wrong, and you continue to pile on. That was me, right? My girl started crying. Brother, as soon as I realized, oh damn, she crying. Yo, my heart sank. I have never felt so lowly of myself than I did at that point in time, because I thought to myself, what did I gain from making her feel this way? What did I gain from making her feel this way? Right? So now, if me yelling at my girl can make me feel that way, you think I'd be able to beat up on that girl and still look at her the same, look myself in the mirror and feel okay with myself? I would never be able to look at myself in the mirror. Whether it was open hand, boulder fist, I don't care what it is. One time, it doesn't matter. There's absolutely no excuse. There's no way in hell that you could be okay with putting your hands on somebody, but then turn around and say, I could never stay with somebody who cheated on you. So it's okay for you to beat up on somebody, but cheating is a no-go. It's okay for you to beat up on your partner, but cheating is a no-go. Listen, if we having an argument, me and my partner, I'd much rather walk out that door and go let off my testosterone, unload my sperm bank on some random ass thought. I'd much rather walk out the door, disappear for 6 hours. All right? Disappear for 6 hours. AWOL. MIA. Gone. 6 hours. She don't know where I am. My girl don't know where I am. I'd rather go cheat on her, get my lust out the way, unload all that testosterone, unload that sperm bank, in a condom, of course. I'd much rather do that than put my hands on my partner. I'd much rather walk out the door and cheat on you than put my hands on you. Because there's no way in hell I could ever look myself in the mirror knowing that I put hands on you. No way in hell. No way in hell. There's no way I could look myself in the mirror. There's no way I could look you in the face knowing I put hands on you. So I don't even understand how Abba has this take. I don't even yo, we raised different. That's where you see. And you know what's crazy? The crazy thing is, as soon as I heard this tape, right, I hit pause, I rewinded, I played it back. I hit pause, I rewinded it, I played it back. And then I hit pause again. And then I went into the comment section. I'm scrolling through the comment section. And I was like, goodness gracious me. Not one person is bringing up the fact that Aber is okay with beating up on his girl. You would much rather put hands on his girl than walk out the door after having argued and go cheat, come back after 6 hours and be like, yo, let's try and fix this. We both fucked up. Because believe me, you might think cheating is a betrayal psychologically, physically, whatever. But yo, me putting hands on you, that is physical trauma. That is emotional, psychological trauma. You don't come back from that. You don't come back from that. Because God knows from that point going on in our relationship, every time I make a sudden move, you're going to flinch. And if that's around company, they're going to be like, what's going on between them two? Why all he did was stand up. Why she flinched like he was about to strike at her? Like, is this how y'all is? I could never look my partner in the face the same way again. I could never look myself in the mirror without a feeling of disgust ever again. I'll tell you that for a fact. And the fact that I'm scrolling through these comment sections, I was like, these aberrant preach have got an actual cult following. Because not one of these people in this comment section is calling this dude out for this nonsense. You'd rather beat up on your girl than just walk out of the door and leave this argument and go, like, just release that testosterone and some thought and then come back and just apologize. Y'all get, like, you'd rather put hands on somebody? Not even your child, it's not even your wife. And even if it was, you'd rather put hands on somebody and just walk out and go release your testosterone elsewhere? I mean, when she finds out, of course, her emotions is going to be messed up. She going to be like, how could you do this to me? But my brother, if you put hands on that girl, she going to be emotionally, physically, and psychologically traumatized. For a long time. All you got to do is stand up around company and she going to be like, and they going to be like, y'all see that? Y'all see that? See, this is the thing. You see, when y'all have influencers and y'all fall in love with your social media influencers, y'all need to call them out when they talk shit. And I'm shocked Abba didn't even, I'm sorry, not Abba, I'm shocked Preach didn't even call his homie out on that one. Because by God, really? You know me cheating on you is not going to put me in jail, right? You know what is going to put me in jail? If I put hands on you. That's assault and battery. There's no jail time for cheating. Not that I'm aware of. But if I put domestic violence, you think my girl's friends are gonna look at me the same? You think her family's ever gonna look at me the same after that? You think I'm ever gonna look at me the same after that? You think my girl's gonna ever look at me the same after that? The dynamics of this relationship is gonna be shaky for a long, long time. Emotionally, psychologically, physically, trauma. Whereas if I just walk out the door after our little spat and I go release my testosterone on some thought out of them streets, and I come back and I be like, you know what? I fucked up. We both fucked up. We gonna own up to it, seek some accountability, talk about it, and we're gonna work our way through it. At that point, you're gonna be emotionally hurt. Right? your emotions are gonna be hurt. They're gonna be hurt. But your psyche will still be in place. Right? And that's the most important thing, is your psyche. Now, if I put hands on you, your psyche is messed up. Your psyche is all the way fucked up. All the way fucked up. Psychologically, emotionally, and physically traumatized. But y'all gonna all sit here and listen to your influencers saying this shit, and ain't nobody gonna call my. I scroll through the comment sections and I'm like, what the hell? Not one person is gonna call this man out for his nonsense. There's bare women in this comment section, and no one is gonna talk about it. No one of you is gonna say, I'd rather you cheat on me than put hands on me. Some weird individuals. I can't lie. Y'all are some weird individuals.
Happen again, but we can figure this out together.
Well, if we talk about it and then you go back on your bullshit.
Yeah. But the cheating thing is just like, I know we've talked about it. I know that you and I have already set these boundaries, and there's a lot. And I know also that I make an effort to make a space where you can talk to me about anything I'm doing wrong. Yeah. So we should be able to address whatever's getting you to that point before you ever get to that point. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason for me to ever see you doing some shit like that, especially when we both working on this part. So that's why I think like the whole infidelity thing is a bit tough for me personally, just because I know what kind of environment I create within that. Like, come talk to me about problems. So if you did it, and then you did that, then you were fucking up the whole time you was not telling me nothing, and you fucked up when you did the betrayal shit. So I think that's why it's a bridge too far for me. But the hitting thing, I probably agree with you. Like, if it happened, we can walk back, I think.
Well, for the square up with me on top of that, shit, you crazy. Something going on in your way. You see me naked.
That was really weird.
What?
Did you see me naked? I was
not talking to you.
Okay. You know what I kept picturing?
I don't want to know. For some reason.
I'll tell you this. I picture boxers challenging people to fights, but they can't use their hands, just their dick. I'm like, would they win?
Shut this shit.
Would they win? Anyways.
If Mike Tyson comes to you and you're like, I'm about to fuck you up, nigga.
And he puts his hand behind his back and it's just his dick. I think he still might win.
Oh, you could win.
I think he might. Let's play another clip from the same person.
Where did the trust issues come up?
We have trust. It just took time because it was hard at first. He doesn't love sometimes my choice of outfits occasionally, so he just gets a little annoyed, and then we just talk it out, and it's fine.
What's your age?
I'm 22.
Are you single?
Yes.
If I wanted to date you, would I have to have a car?
I think so.
What do you mean I think?
I feel like it depends on the context. Like, if you live in a bigger city and you don't have a car, that's, like, reasonable, right?
If we were here in Scottsdale and I didn't have a car, would I still have a shot with you?
Probably not.
So why the higher standards?
Because if you want to go, like, you know, in the mountains or, like, anywhere else in the city, you need a car, you know?
Do you have a car yourself?
Yes.
So why is that a necessity if you already have one?
Because I can't be your taxi driver.
Do you think most men around here are going to look at a woman like you and go, if you don't have a car, I wouldn't date you?
Maybe it's a possibility. But it's, like, also a standard that I wouldn't, like, be mad at if they had, you know? Like, if they were like, you need a car, I'd be like, true. Because you need a car.
Do you think what you want from me is the same thing I want from you?
I hope so, because you can't ask people for things that you, like, they can't ask you for, right?
So, if you ask me to take you, if you ask me to pay for a lip filler, I should be able to ask you to pay for, like, my cosmetic surgery.
Right, exactly.
All right. So, listen, that's the way she sees life, and there ain't nothing wrong with the way she sees life. But clearly, we from two different neighborhoods, two totally different polars of the world. Because where I'm from, listen, take care of my girl. Listen, let's just. I understand where she's coming from. She has a certain standard that she expects from her boyfriend, right? But then I'm thinking, you're 22, you're probably in university, college, whatever it is, right? And I'm assuming your boyfriend is around that same level. He's probably in university as well, college, graduated or just graduating or about to graduate, right? So then I would ask you, you got a car. How did you buy your car? Did you buy your car or did your parents buy your car? Now, if it just so happens that your parents bought you that car and you're about the same age as your boyfriend, who's also in university, college, whatever the case may be, right? Maybe he's not in a position that, rather, not him. Maybe his parents aren't in a position that allow them to get him a car. Because unless you can tell me that you worked and paid your car off on your own, then I can be like, okay, you've got a standard. You expect something of, if you probably have an expectation of, if you can do that, then you expect the same of the person that you're going to be with. But if your car is not something that you work to pay off yourself, there's no way you at 22 can have such an expectation on your probably peer boyfriend who's in the same level, probably same university standard as you are in, right? Working his way up into life, right? If your boyfriend is in university just like you are in, you are 22, you are privileged enough that your parents could afford to buy you a car, right? He's not in that position of privilege where his parents have the money, the funds to buy him a car. So he can't have a car going through university. He has to wait to go to work, to earn enough to buy himself a car. If you know that your boyfriend is in university, right? You know what your boyfriend is doing, right? Why would you expect him at that time to have a car? Why would that be an expectation of yours? Because already you are thinking materialistically. You are thinking as the modern world has aligned you to think. What you're not thinking is already you are in a position that incentivizes you. You are not, right? Your parents have put you in a position where you should not feel you need a man in your life to do things for you. Because your parents have already supplied you this asset, this car. Work your way through life in the timely manner that you need to, right? You need to go somewhere and be somewhere at a certain time. You don't have to call somebody to say, please take me here. You don't have to be all flirty with somebody to come pick you up and take you somewhere because you just need a ride. Because we all know a lot of girls do that because they don't got cars, right? They call guys with cars. They get into relationship with guys with cars just because of the fact that that guy drives a car. Might not be a nice car, might be a nice car, but just because he drives a car, she gonna get into a relationship with him, right? Now your parents have put you in a privileged position that you don't even seem to understand at this point in time, that they have actually put you in a privileged position where you should not feel the need to look for a man with those actual requirements at that point in time. They have allowed you to pace yourself in life. Take your time, find the right guy, right? And the right guy who may be someone you meet in college, no car, not much to his name at that point in time, but you know exactly what he's doing in college. You know exactly what he's doing in university. You know exactly what he's working up to. You know exactly that after these 2 years, he's going to go into that working world. He's going to start earning money. And once he starts earning money, you know he will have the ability to make those type of purchases that you have an expectation of him right now, right? The same purchases that, by the way, you did not make yourself. Your parents made that purchase for you. Don't forget about your privilege, right? Your parents made that purchase for you, right? He's not in that privileged situation. He's only privileged enough that his parents were able to afford to send him to that institution to get his education, right? His parents sacrificed to pay for his education. They couldn't make the extra sacrifice to pay for the luxury of driving around whilst getting your education. That's the sacrifice that his parents made. Right? He's already in school. Here's the thing. She's saying she doesn't want to be a taxi driver, right? Now, if the tables were turned, right? If the tables were turned, he's got a car, she doesn't. You don't think she would? You don't think that her boyfriend would be bending over backwards to pick her up and take her where she needed to go? I mean, I know I would. Where I come from, it's the little things that matter. All right. Where I come from is it's the little things that matter way more than the extravagant, shows of a fiction, right? You just saying to me, "Oh, babe, I need a ride," and me saying, "I'll be there in a second. Just give me 15 minutes, give me 20 minutes. I'll be there. I'll pick you up and I'll take you there. I'm not really busy, so I could actually wait for you." Right? But now you allowing modern world to make you lose sight of where your parents have placed you, the position of privilege that you are in. You are rushing to get these guys that drive cars that they didn't even pay for. I'm the guy that you are wanting to get into a relationship who has a car. He didn't even pay for this car, right? His parents bought that car. It's not like he worked to get that car. He was just lucky enough to be in a situation like you, a position of privilege. His parents bought him a car. He drives. He didn't pay for the car. Then you got this guy over here who's working hard in school to be able to get to that point where he can actually buy his own car. And that's the man that you're turning down in favor of this other privileged kid. What is that saying about you now? Now, I'm not trying to judge. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to contextualize, rationalize. Right? She talking, she don't want to be somebody's taxi driver. Okay, fine. So now both of y'all have cars. What good is that doing now? Y'all going now, y'all just both gonna drive to the same destination? Get there in two different cars? Y'all are dating, but you want to drive. You want to both take your cars to the same destination. That's not how I grew up. That's not what I know. Where I come from, if me and my girl drive, I'm going to drive to her place, pick her up, and we're going to go off to where we're trying to go. As a couple, as a unit. And when we go wherever we're trying to go, whether it's out to some chill function, some sip and drink, what do they call it? Sip and paint, some sip and paint. You know what I mean? We get there, we spend our time. See, this is what you're trying to do. Y'all go there in separate cars. You get there in separate cars. Now it's time to leave. Now y'all leave in separate cars too. Don't even make sense. Are y'all in a relationship or not? Because we if it is a relationship, we should be coordinated. We should show some sort of coordination. We should show some sort of, show me you value something. Show me you have some sense and foresight to say, you know what? There's no need for us. Right? That right there will show me a lot about your personality. The fact that you say, wait, there's no need for us to both drive. Why don't you come pick me up or I'll come pick you up? And then we just take one car. Then I know that, yo, she's glued up. She's keyed up. This is the kind of girl who knows how to save. She is not wasteful. I know I can trust her with certain things. I'm not going to give her certain things and she's not just going to blow it just because it's there. Right? That's that shit. Y'all go to the same function, whatever it is. Next thing you're like, okay, you know what? I'm good. I'm going home. And then she's like, okay, bye. Can't even ask you, you're not coming with because we came in 2 different cars. I can't even be like, oh, so you staying? Because we came in 2 different cars. And if I do say that, knowing that we came in 2 different cars, people are going to look at me sideways like, oh, he trying to be her daddy now. He telling her to go home just because he's going home. But in the meantime, he's got his own car. He can just drive home and she can just follow whenever she wants to, right? But we in a relationship. We trying to be a unit. You think if it should be a case of, okay, I'm not really feeling this too much. Like, okay, babe, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. We go finish this night off at home. Go and chill. You know, finish it off at home. It's been a hell of a night, people. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Right? We enter the building as a unit, we leave the building as a unit. That's a relationship as far as I'm concerned. This thing of moving in 2 different cars, right? I'm not trying to be your taxi driver. You see, that's the crazy thing with women, you know. Like, that's you talking, you're not trying to be someone's taxi driver, but has a guy ever said that to you in his life? You think a guy that actually cares for you wouldn't bend over backwards just to take care of you? To take you home, pick you up? I take pride in the little things. Because it's the little things that make a difference at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's the little things you do for people that make you remember them. Long after you're gone, it's the little things you do for people that make you remember. People will appreciate you for the smallest things you do for them. And that's how I live my life. I live my life by doing the smallest things for people. Because the smallest things that you do for people shows your consideration towards them. I don't even know if that makes sense, but I'll say it again. The smallest things you do for people shows them your consideration towards them. Because those smallest things are things that a lot of other people will take for granted. Right? That's that shit that'll have you thinking, damn. That dude, my last boyfriend, was actually so sweet. He wouldn't even have to ask me if I needed gas in my car. He would just come, take my car, go fill it up, and just come and park it. Right? He would just, not even that. Not even anything that involves money even, you know? Just like small random shit, y'all. Opening doors and shit. Cooking a meal, like just random small things. Little gestures. Helping her with her hair. You washing your hair? You need some help? It's the little things. But y'all want these grand gestures that fulfill you in front of the world, but really outside of, if the world ain't there, that gesture means nothing. So That's just me.
That's their logic, and their logic is yo,
She's fair. She's fair. I also say this for a lot of you watching. We have a lot of international audience. There's a lot of cities in the States where if you don't have a car, you're dead weight.
Yeah,
You're dead in the water. Unless you're ready to pay for Ubers and you're a baller like that.
yeah. But what about public transportation?
Terrifying new video. Passengers on a subway in Brooklyn, frightened for their lives as two men fight and one of them shoots the other in the head.
If you want to risk your life.
No, but it's not even.
And listen, if you're in a point, if you're at a point in life where you can't afford certain things and you have to put yourself and your partner at risk in order to do certain things, just don't do it. There's certain points in life where you shouldn't even be in a relationship and you know it. You just forcing things at that point. There should come a point in life where you think to yourself, listen, is it worth me being in a relationship right now? Or should I just wait a year to get myself settled and at a point where I can afford a lifestyle that enables me to be in a relationship? Fixed.
As somebody who risked their life taking public transportation in LA for a few years, let me tell you, I done seen enough knife fights, weird hobos, and shit that was really close calls for me to be like, I'm good. Taking that train from Centertown to the Long Beach, the Blue Line, oh my days. I have never seen so much mental illness. I thought I was in Arkham Asylum. It is crazy how many mentally ill people are on some of these public transport things. Go to New York and you see some shit too. But LA was crazy.
And sometimes it's not because you have a big city that the public transport is good
or safe.
Sometimes it's just horrendous. It's not good. It's not great to go from one place to another. You spend your life in public transportation, so you have to have a car. There's some places that you really do.
Yep.
Shit, most people I know in the States, they have a car.
Yep.
But then again,
multiple cars.
But then again, I'm older, so I'm not 22 like she is or whatever. I mean, I don't know if that has something to do with it.
No.
People are around my age.
You need a car. You need a car.
Yeah.
Pretty much most of the cities I've been to, the major ones, you need a car for sure. So it's a super heavy struggle otherwise. So I don't think it's, and like she said, I wouldn't be mad if dudes didn't want to date me because I didn't have a car. And that's fair. Now, do I also agree with her that most men would not date her if she didn't have a car? No, I don't think that's true. I think most men would still date her if she didn't have a car.
Because that's not what we're not looking for the same things, and that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, and guys don't mind it.
Yo, but look, girl, at the same time, if I don't got a car and you got a car, you know my level, you know what I'm doing in my life, you know I'm studying. If I got a license, how wrong is it for you to pick me up, and after you pick me up, you jump into the passenger seat and I chauffeur you around in your car? Is that so bad? Is that really so bad? You would just rather my parents bought me a car so I can drive you around. Well, so we can just drive around and meet up at random spots and hang out. I don't even understand what we're doing anymore. Like this world just got weird for me. Like the way I grew up and the way things are now is just like really weird. The way people think, the way they contextualize things, it doesn't even make sense. Like it seems more like y'all are living for the people of the world more than you are for yourselves. Y'all think like y'all genuinely think like you're in a reality show and you're the main character. Brother, this is real life. My girl, this is real life. Life ain't gotta be complicated. Life ain't gotta be complicated. Y'all keep throwing away blessings, trying to complicate it to appease the world that don't give a fuck about you. What's so bad about you picking up your boyfriend? Like, yeah, man, I don't know, yo.
And you're gonna pick her up all the time and doing that shit.
They don't mind.
Yeah,
No,
a lot of
a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mind though. I ain't picking you up for shit. If you don't got a car, you can't make it. Well, good luck.
You're not gonna pick me up. You don't want to come in the bike. You don't want to hop in.
That's right. That's right. I'll get myself to a date. Good luck. That's what I was saying. You know what I mean?
You're not picking me up? No, but I'm there. So what you doing?
Start flashing cards, just a bunch of bus passes. Hey! Start opening my trench coat. What you need? I got this one. I got the monthly. I got the yearly. I got the student. Oh, you look old enough. You want the elderly pass? You say some foul shit.
God damn.
Yeah.
You go out for the elderly people.
No, I just have little cars, the bootleg ones. But if you get caught,
Yeah.
you don't know me.
No.
You never see me.
We never spoke.
That's right. But listen, I appreciate that. It's interesting watching him talk to people because you can tell he's always angling with the red pill mindset that the woman's going to be unreasonable. She's going to have some standard that she doesn't have for herself or whatever it is.
And she was 22 and she was like, no. If that person was like, it's fine.
Yeah, and she said that too. He was like, oh, so if I ask you to get lip filler, you're going to need me to pay for it. So yeah, if you want me to get this thing, you should pay for it. That's your thing. You're the one who's asking me to get it. Why should I pay for something that you asked me for? So that's fair. Me, I like. What is the word that you use?
What?
Equity.
Yeah, equity.
I
Quality is it. But that's another video for the next time.
Anyways, that's it for today's video. Let's know what you got here.
All right, people. So that is that. All right, that is that. Like I just couldn't believe what I heard from Eber. I had to just respond to that because that was some diabolical. You'd rather put hands on your partner than just walk out and go release your testosterone elsewhere. For me, that was crazy. I can't even believe Preach would co-sign to that. I'm shocked he didn't say nothing to like, yeah, that took me, that totally spun me for a loop. Totally spun me for a loop. It was crazy. But yeah, people, like, comment, subscribe. Let's grow the community, y'all. Let's grow the community. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit for real? I really throw a bit of y'all. Y'all need to stop this culture. Y'all need to start calling out your influencers when they talk this kind of shit. It's not just Fresh and Fit that talk shit. Just saying. Peace, love, and happiness, y'all.